Over the past 5 nights, we've brought to light the depths of the opioid crisis, as told through the eyes of 4 men battling drug addiction. We showed Saving a Generation Out for Life to a group of students at Little Rock Central High to get their perspective on this problem that affects us all.
Started selling when I was young. Pretty much lived my whole life revolved around drugs and addiction.
What do you think of when you think of a drug addict?
I would say somebody that's in need and mentally unstable, and I get like a visual picture of their skin being affected, and it's just somebody that made a big mistake and is trying to overcome it.
It's anyone that has a problem going on, or maybe they got stuck on it. Like like anyone that would be stuck on drugs. So it would be like just anyone in general.
Why do most people start using drugs?
Most people usually start using drugs because of a tragic event that has happened. Because as I'm telling you from experience, that I don't want to say that I have done drugs, but like for say somebody dies in your family and like you can't deal with the pain, and then you have this friend that has done drugs before and he persuades you to do it. So you do it, and then so on and so forth, you end up being an addict.
People, they'll get hurt and they'll get prescribed opioids as pain medications for their injuries, and they'll eventually get addicted to them. That leads to abuse.
Have your lives been affected by drug abuse or addiction, whether it's a friend or family or personally?
I have a bunch of friends that use drugs, and per se, I have done drugs myself, but drugs is not the thing. It's not the way to go, because after all the use of drugs and everything, afterwards you still have the pain that you have to deal with.
What stood out for you when you were watching the documentary? Is there one thing in particular that you took away from this?
This program, what I saw, it sort of like helped them out. It sort of allowed them to have like this second chance in society, and that's rare to see in like today, like in the present. Like we don't see that opportunity given to many people who are incarcerated, who are all felons, who can't get jobs, or they're not accepted in society because they were treated like that. And this program sort of like helped them, give them that second chance.
I feel like we don't have enough of programs like these. A lot of the time, people convicted due to use of drugs or possession of drugs, they get sent to prison, and it's just kind of a punishment. And they don't really focus on rehabilitating these people, and so they come out and they obviously make the same mistakes again. And so this program is it's really what we need.
After seeing this documentary, did it change your perspective on drug addicts or addiction in general?
Well, it did, because when you see somebody that's going through it, you have that empathy for them, but you also have that rage where you be like, he should have did this better, and that overrides that empathy. But now seeing them like in the act and how they're taking it through and how it really affected them, and seeing how it affected their family, it makes me want to like help them.
It really didn't change much for me, because the way I've always looked at it was that if they wanted help or if they needed help, that they will have to commit to it themselves. You can't force anybody to do something they don't want to do. So it's basically they wanted the help, so they got it.
It shows like how it affects like them, their families, their children, and it sort of brings like this empathy in a way. Like you're separated from like your own children, like you're separated from your own family. Like you only get a phone call, you can't say I love you to your own kids, and that's hard,
It's really easy to distance yourself from drug addicts and sort of criticize their actions. This person. So it's easy to blame them for making mistakes, but this really reminded me that, at the end of the day, we're all people. We're all capable of making these life-changing mistakes and, getting involved in dangerous activities such as drug use. And so I think it just reminded me to be more empathetic and understanding of their issues and where they're coming from.
Thank you for joining us for this series. If you missed any part, we have all 5 episodes of Saving a Generation Out for Life online right now at thv11.com.